Welcome to the Money RX for CRNAs podcast, where you go behind the scenes with host Brett Fellows, CFP, as he explores the unique opportunities and challenges facing certified registered nurse anesthetist along the path to financial independence. In each episode, Brett shares expert insights and actionable advice, equipping you with the tools you need to take control of your financial destiny and retire on your terms. And now, here's your host, Brett Fellows.
Hey everyone, it's week 6, the final week of the Money RX for CRNAs, Secrets and Strategies to Maximize Wealth and Retirement book podcast series. So this is the 6th layer, the last week. And as you know, over the last 6 weeks, we've been walking through the Secrets and Strategies to Maximize Wealth and Retirement book, which is essentially a framework that I have developed over the last 2 decades in this business that I use to help CRNAs streamline their financial life. Essentially, I've taken all of the big processes and then the micro processes that exist inside of a financial plan. And as you know, there are 5 main processes within your financial plan. And within those big processes, there are micro processes or templates and checklists, money mindsets, workflows, all of these things. And that's really what will help you simplify your financial life and help give you a simple way to be smart about your money. And I know it all sounds really boring. I know it does. It's the eye roll work. Everyone knows we should do it, but we kind of don't want to just because it's not fun. It's not exciting. It doesn't give us immediate gratification. It's time on the calendar that we have to account for, and then we have to sit down and actually do some homework, all of that. So it's not fun work. However, I will say, once you have your psychology of money in place and you can write your entire financial plan on a single page, it makes all of the difference. And the good news is, this is the last week of the Secrets and Strategies to Maximize Wealth and Retirement book podcast series. So after this week, we are going to get back to programming as usual, which I guess we really haven't gotten away from, but each episode will be designed to give you actionable items that you can take away and really go implement in your financial life tomorrow. And that's really the whole purpose of this podcast series about the book, to kind of give you an outline or a framework to work within. So we started with week number 1, which was checking your vitals. And we worked on week number 2, which was aligning money with purpose. We worked on week number 3, which was purposeful spending. And week 4, which was being an owner and not a loner. And this week, we're going to talk about taxes and retirement strategy. So let's go. So throughout this book, we've explored a variety of client examples, those who are already in retirement and those like Michael and Sarah who are well on their way. Setting yourself up for retirement isn't just about hitting a magic number in your savings account. It's about knowing that your goals are within reach, that you've built a financial cushion to handle life's unexpected challenges, and that your future is, of course, secure. But one area often overlooked in retirement planning is the impact of taxes. In fact, without careful planning, you could end up paying more in taxes during your retirement years than you ever did while working. Now, for many, this comes as a shock, but the truth is that taxes can be the largest lifetime expense you'll face, especially if your retirement savings are primarily in traditional tax-deferred accounts like traditional IRAs. However, you're not without options. By addressing tax issues early and strategically, you can reduce your tax burden in retirement and keep more of the wealth that you've worked so hard to build. I like to refer to this process as tackling the Great Wall of Tax. Tax planning is just as critical as retirement planning, and the two should go hand in hand, because the earlier you start planning for taxes, the more secure your future will be. The reality of taxes in retirement. As you near or enter retirement, now is the time to focus on reducing your future tax obligations. A common scenario I see with clients is that they've done an excellent job saving, but the majority of their retirement funds are in traditional IRAs, 401ks, or 403bs. And while this may seem like a very good thing on the surface, it presents a significant tax issue down the road. Because at age 73, as of today, the IRS requires you to begin taking required minimum distributions, or RMDs, from your traditional accounts. These RMDs force you to withdraw money whether you need it or not. And because withdrawals from a traditional account are taxed as regular income, they can push you into a higher tax bracket, resulting in large tax bills. And here's the key issue. The larger your account balance, the larger your RMDs will be, and the more taxes you'll owe. And given our progressive tax system, higher incomes are taxed at higher rates. So without careful planning, you could end up with substantial tax obligations just as you're trying to enjoy your retirement. Luckily, there are strategies to manage and reduce this tax burden. With smart planning, you can keep more of your hard-earned money in retirement. Traditional versus Roth accounts, strategic tax planning. So one of the most effective strategies to reduce your future tax burden is to understand the difference between traditional and Roth accounts. A traditional account allows you to defer taxes until you withdraw the money, which can be a good short-term strategy. However, it comes with the risk of higher taxes later in life. A Roth account, on the other hand, requires you to pay taxes up front, but allows for tax-free withdrawals in retirement. And since Roth accounts don't have RMDs, one of the best strategies for reducing future taxes is to consider partial Roth conversions. During the gap years, and these are the years between retirement and when you're required to start taking RMDs, you can gradually transfer money from a traditional IRA into a Roth IRA. And by doing this, you pay taxes now at likely lower rates and reduce the size of your traditional IRA, which will minimize future RMDs and their tax impact. Roth works particularly well for younger clients who still have time on their side. By contributing to a Roth account early, they can lock in lower taxes now and avoid tax headaches later. For those nearing retirement, Roth conversions during the gap years can significantly reduce future tax liabilities. Leveraging the gap years. So the gap years, again, the period between retirement and the age of 73, when RMDs begin, are a golden opportunity for tax planning. These years provide a unique window to reduce your future tax burden without the immediate pressure of RMDs. One strategy during this time is to delay taking Social Security. So delaying your benefits increases your Social Security payout by roughly 8% for each year you wait until age 70. And by delaying, you keep your taxable income lower, which helps in minimizing the taxes on IRA withdrawals or Roth conversions during these gap years. And this also allows you to maximize your Social Security benefit when you do start collecting. Another benefit of these gap years is the ability to keep your tax burden lower by strategically withdrawing from taxable accounts or converting IRA funds to a Roth IRA. This allows you to manage your income and taxes in a way that's most advantageous for your long-term financial health. Charitable contributions, a tax-savvy giving strategy. So if giving back is important to you, qualified charitable distributions, or QCDs, are a fantastic way to manage your tax liability while supporting causes you care about. With QCDs, you can donate directly from your IRA to a qualified charity, reducing the amount you're required to withdraw and, therefore, lowering your taxable income. Now, this strategy not only fulfills philanthropic goals, but also provides a smart way to reduce your RMDs and overall tax burden. For retirees who are charitably inclined, QCDs can make a significant difference in how much of their retirement savings are taxed, allowing them to give generously while reducing their tax obligations. Capital gains and income strategies. Another tax management technique is to strategically sell investments that have appreciated in a taxable account during the gap years. And by doing so, you can realize capital gains at potentially lower tax rates than you would face later in retirement when your income and your tax bracket may be higher. For CRNAs and other 1099 independent contractors, another strategy is to accelerate income during these gap years, when your tax rate may be lower. By doing this, you can maximize income during a period when your overall tax burden is much more manageable, setting yourself up for lower taxes in the years to come. Planning for pensions and Social Security. So if you're planning on receiving a pension, it's crucial to factor in how that income will impact your tax strategy, because pensions are generally taxed as regular income. So if you have both a pension and RMDs, your tax bill could be much higher than you anticipated. One way to mitigate this is by carefully planning the timing of your Social Security benefits. Delaying Social Security can significantly increase your future benefit and reduce your taxable income during the gap years, allowing for a more tax-efficient retirement strategy. Planning for retirement. Why aren't we talking about money more? So it's fascinating to see how societal norms and attitudes towards money have changed over time, especially between generations. From the baby boomers to Generation X to millennials, the way we discuss and think about financial security has evolved significantly. For baby boomers, financial conversations were often minimal and focused on traditional values like home ownership, retirement savings, and job stability. Money was a somewhat taboo topic, and discussions were often avoided. So this generation grew up during a time of economic prosperity and stability, where things like pensions and savings accounts were the cornerstones of financial planning. Generation X, meanwhile, faced a different economic landscape, navigating the financial uncertainties of the 1980s and 1990s. Divorce rates climbed, job markets became more volatile, and financial security was harder to come by. While Gen Xers still carry some of their parents' reluctance to discuss finances openly, they have become more pragmatic, balancing the need for security with the reality of economic shifts. And they're also known as the sandwich generation, balancing the financial needs now of both their children and their aging parents. Finally, millennials grew up during the 2008 financial crisis and the rise of the gig economy. So their financial conversations reflect skepticism towards traditional institutions and a focus on financial wellness rather than wealth accumulation. They prioritize debt management, financial independence, and ethical investing. And with technology at their fingertips, millennials are much more open about discussing finances and often rely on apps to manage their money. leading to more collaborative and transparent discussions about financial security. Understanding how these generational shifts have shaped our relationships with money helps to highlight why it's so important to have open conversations about finances with future generations. So encouraging these discussions now can help not just you and your family, but can also ensure financial success for the generations to come. So if you've been following the steps laid out in this book, you now know how to create a financial plan that reflects your values, outlines your goals, and serves as a roadmap to financial freedom. But here's the key to its success. Your plan isn't something you can set and forget. Life is unpredictable, and things won't always go as planned. So financial planning is about being proactive and flexible, ensuring you can ride the waves and roll with the punches when the unexpected happens. One of the biggest mistakes people make is setting up their financial plan and then walking away, thinking that the hard part is over. But as we know, life changes, and your plan needs to evolve with it. And that's why I recommend reviewing and adjusting your financial strategy regularly, just like many of my clients who come in for financial check-ins every spring and fall. This regular 6-month cadence helps us stay on track, make any necessary adjustments, and of course discuss any life changes that could impact your financial future, whether it's a career shift, changes in family dynamics, or new living arrangements, or frankly anything else. The first few conversations might feel overwhelming, especially if you haven't revisited your finances in a while. But once we establish a solid long-term plan, it will act more like an insurance policy for your future. Having a flexible financial plan means that even when things go off course, you'll be ready to pivot, adjust, and keep moving forward. The unknown becomes less daunting when you know your financial foundation is secure. And here's the bottom line. Financial planning isn't about striving for perfection. It's about accepting that things will change and ensuring your plan can adapt accordingly. It's also about being crystal clear on what you truly want out of life. When your priorities are clear, you'll be less tempted to chase after fleeting desires or keep up with what everyone else has. Again, the flashy car or the latest gadget, or the things that just don't align with your long-term goals. Staying on course through the ups and downs. As we've discussed throughout this book, many financial decisions are emotional. So the temptation to stray from your plan will be strong at times, whether it's reacting to a market dip or letting fear influence your decisions. And that's why it's essential to seek help when needed, whether it's a trusted friend, a family member, a CPA, or a financial advisor. Having someone to offer perspective can be invaluable. Help keeping you focused on your goals and preventing you, more importantly, from making emotionally driven decisions that could derail your plan. And of course, if you ever have questions or need guidance, I'm always here to help. But the truth is, staying committed to your plan is often the hardest part. The temptation to deviate will come. It is inevitable. Markets will fluctuate. Life will throw curveballs, and you may be tempted to react. It's during these moments when sticking to your plan becomes most crucial. One of the most common mistakes I see people make is buying when the market is high and selling when it's low, reacting impulsively to short-term events rather than staying the course. This kind of reactionary behavior can quickly derail even the most well-thought-out financial plan. But again, the good news, there are strategies you can put in place to help you stay on track, even when emotions are running high. Seek guidance. A fresh perspective can keep you focused and grounded. The first and perhaps most important step in ensuring you stick to your plan is to seek guidance when needed. Now, this doesn't mean you're incapable of managing your finances on your own. It's quite the opposite. Even the most knowledgeable and disciplined individuals can benefit from an objective third party who can offer clarity in emotionally charged situations. This outside perspective can keep you calm during market volatility, help you stay focused on your long-term goals, and remind you why you put the plan in place in the first place. And if there's anything you're unsure about, again, I'm always available to offer guidance, not as a sales pitch, but because having the right support can make all the difference in achieving your financial goals. The 4 pillars of financial success. Consistency is the key to financial success. Building wealth, like growing a tree, requires patience and long-term commitment. So here are 4 essential ways to ensure that you stick to your financial plan. 1, have a plan and stick to it. Your plan is your anchor. When emotions run high, let your plan guide you and prevent you from making rash decisions. Review it regularly and use it to guide your decisions. Don't let short-term events sway you from your long-term objectives. 2, automate good behavior. By automating your financial decisions, such as setting up automatic transfers to savings or retirement accounts, you ensure that your good intentions turn into consistent actions without the need for constant decision making. So automation turns good intentions into habitual actions. 3, learn from your past. Every financial mistake comes with a valuable lesson. Maybe you've taken too much risk in the past, or perhaps you didn't save as much as you should have. Instead of dwelling on these missteps, use them as reminders of what you've learned. So reflecting on your past experiences can help you avoid repeating the same mistakes in the future. 4, let it grow. Think of your financial plan like planting a tree. You wouldn't dig it up every month to check the roots. So don't micromanage things like your investments. Trust the process. Give your plan the time it needs to grow, and allow your wealth to flourish over the long term. Patience is your greatest ally when it comes to building long-term wealth. Financial freedom is a long-term play. Sticking to your financial plan, again, won't always be easy. Life is unpredictable, and it's natural to want to react when things don't go according to plan. But remember, your plan was built with your goals and values in mind. So the short-term bumps in the road, like market dips, personal challenges, or unexpected expenses, are just that, bumps. They don't need to derail your long-term journey unless you let them. Financial freedom is a marathon, not a sprint. It requires patience, discipline, and the ability to keep your emotions in check. Again, there will be moments when you're tempted to stray from your plan, but if you can stay focused and maintain good habits, your chances of reaching your goals will greatly increase. And if you ever find yourself at a crossroads, you're uncertain about whether to adjust your strategy or stay the course, don't hesitate to seek guidance. I'm always here to help and answer any questions you may have. Sometimes, all it takes is a fresh perspective to keep you on track, and I'd be more than happy to help. With the right support, consistent discipline, and a commitment to your goals, you can achieve the financial freedom you've worked so hard to build. And most importantly, you'll be able to enjoy the peace of mind that comes with knowing you're prepared for whatever life throws your way. So stay the course, trust your plan, and watch your bigger future unfold. You can connect with me on LinkedIn or Instagram. Those are the 2 places I tend to hang out online if you'd like to hear more. But I want to thank you all so much. And again, I want you to be part of our CRNA client community. I'd love for you to join us and make 2025 your best financial year ever. But thank you so much for listening to this podcast series, and I hope you all have an amazing week.
This podcast is for informational and entertainment purposes only. It should not be relied upon as a basis for investment decisions. This podcast does not engage in rendering legal, financial, or other professional services.